and kind of what you expect to see out of them this time around, and
Yeah.
how hard it is to beat a team, twice as what they would try to do
Right.
to you guys.
Well, I try to remember very little from the first game because it was really bad. And you credit New Mexico State; they played well. We turned the ball over too many times. We let their pressure get to us, their press. We didn't knock down shots, and we just didn't defend really well. It was our second game of the year. There's no excuse. Don't get me wrong, but um, it was our second game of the year, and we weren't good at all. So that being said, I really like the progression of what we've done from that game moving forward. Um, if I remember correctly, we were watching film, and I told them burn the film, and we won't revert back to this again. But New Mexico State's playing well. They had a good game against San Jose State last night. They hit a bunch of threes. They run their dribble drive offense. They can hit shots. And Freeman is just a really nice post player inside. So, with Weber and Freeman, that's their kind of 1-2 punch. And then the rest of their kids are pretty darn good.
Coach, how do you guys view this matchup with the Aggies? Do you guys consider it a rival? Is it a rivalry? Your take on that?
They're a very good team. I don't know if that's what I'd call it. I've said it before. I know being at New Mexico State, UTEP was just a big rival. It just always got chippy. It was just a hate relationship back then, and I'm not sure how it is now, but it was just that was a game it was just tough. But I think they're a rival just in terms of they're an in-state school, and they're a good team. Now we're a good team, so it could be a pretty healthy rivalry. And I think I have a lot of respect for Mark and those players, and I think they feel the same way about us. So it's kind of not a hate rivalry, but it's a respectful one.
Coach, one of the things in that second game, or the first meeting with the Aggies, it was the defense that kind of was lagging, and you guys have played phenomenally in
Yeah.
the last 2 games. Would you guys say that you guys are back on track defensively and you're ready for them this time around?
Well, I think so. I think we played really poor defense that game, and we hadn't been guarding real well on our perimeter. If you look at the Duquesne game and even UTEP a little bit, although they played well. But I think the last couple of games we've really just wanted that defense to be there again. We've really worked hard on it. I know our kids have taken heart that they weren't playing very good defense, especially our perimeter. So what we've done the last 2 games, I think, have been really exceptional. The Aggies are going to pose a test. They really are. They're athletic. They love that dribble drive. They love to get to the middle of the floor, which we can't allow. And I think if we continue to work on focusing on defense first, offense, you never go offense then defense. You can't create defense through offense, but you can create offense through defense. And that's what we've been focusing on, for a month now. It's your defense that's going to propel you to everything that you want to do. And I think our kids have taken it to heart.
Coach, now that you have a chance, can you talk about that win up at Minnesota and what that experience was like and the quality of win that was for the program?
Well, obviously, no one really goes into Williams Arena and wins. And we were fortunate enough to do so. We had probably 50, 80 fans cheering for the Lobos because of Khadijah alone, and then Kiana as well. We had, Hannah Shervin there, the kid that we signed, so that was nice, her and her family. But to go up there, they executed the game plan perfectly. They were well prepared by the staff, very well prepared. And to have a game like we had was just a lot of fun. We took them out of everything they wanted to do, and you don't do that to teams like Minnesota often. And but it's over. That game's done. We got a chance to enjoy it that night yesterday because we had off, but it's time. It's New Mexico State now, and we haven't beat them in the last 2 games.
How do you use that win, obviously
Yeah.
a huge win, and use that as momentum going forward?
Well, it wasn't a fluke the way we played, and I think that's the biggest perception that our kids have to understand. It wasn't like we had the game of our lives. It wasn't like we pulled out this stunner from nowhere. We just played very, very good basketball. So that's the way we can play, and that's the way we know how to play. Things are going to be a grind. Sunday's game is just going to be a grind. It's going to be a 1 or 2 possession game. It's who executes and doesn't turn the ball over. But the way we played and the confidence that we had, that's how we have to play every game. Go ahead.
Is your team better now than the first time you guys?
Oh, there's no question. God, if they weren't, I think I don't know, I'd have sharp objects close to me if that was the case. But that's been the great thing about this team is they have improved and they have got better. And we're so much better. And that's why I told Amy, we were doing our film work today. I said, look, I don't want a lot of clips from the first game because I don't want to revert back to that. Now, we have to show some things and some things we did wrong that we have to get better. But we hammered them once already with that film. We didn't need to do it again. We just had to, here's what they do. Here's what we need to focus on to beat them. And it's not going to be easy.
Shumpert has been playing so well, and probably the game of her life, and probably one of the best post performances in a long time. Is it because she's also staying out of foul trouble now?
Yeah.
Are you getting her to stay?
Well, that's the most important thing. When she's in foul trouble, she's not very good. I mean, she had a double-double. What was it, the other night against Pepperdine? I think she had 20 points and 10 rebounds, 12. Yeah, so, you know, I've said this before. She's the heart and soul of our team, and she's been a leader, and she's been terrific. Now, other people have stepped up. Jason Nunn has really stepped up. Whitney Johnson has really stepped up. So that's why Khadijah can do some of the things that she does. Sharice Benyon and Bryce Owens has really stepped up, and Linnea Bryan has really stepped up. So all those people that have stepped up have caused Khadijah to do what she's done because now they can't just triple team Khadijah. If they do, Sharice is going to have a shot. Bryce is going to have a shot. Whitney and Jaza and Kiana inside and Alexa, they're going to have their opportunities. I mean, they boxed and won. Minnesota did, Khadijah, for 3 straight possessions, and we got 3 straight shots. And we went 3 for 3. So that was the nice, mature part about our team is Khadijah's the heart and soul, there's no question. She had 27 points, but they tried to shut her down for 3 straight possessions, and we went to somebody else, and I thought that was terrific.
You shot 17 threes in the first half, but the reason why is because we were making them, right?
Yeah. We're confident shooters. We got kids who can make shots. You know, and I realize we haven't shot a great percentage, but I'm not going to tell them not to shoot. They do it in practice every day. I don't want our kids to do things that they don't practice. We practice threes every day, and they've got to shoot those.
It might be too early to kind of talk about this, but you know, kind of big wins like SMU, Minnesota. Just what do you think that they mean, or in terms of reputation and what it could possibly mean for the conference?
Yeah.
To be able to chalk these ones up.
Well, I think it's great. I think what Colorado State, us, and UNLV have done in terms of getting some wins outside and on the road, that's what we need to do. That's what our conference needs to do. I think our conference has a few more opportunities. I know Boise State's going to be really good when it's said and done. Wyoming's going to be really good. And Wyoming's had a couple of pretty good wins. So we've got to get back to beating teams non-conference because then we're going to beat each other up in the conference.
Coach, I was going to ask that. How important, you label this as a test, how important is this test as you're transitioning from the non-con to
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, the Minnesota win will mean nothing if we don't play well on Sunday. It just won't. We have to transfer things over. If we can continue to get better, then it really helps us for conference, and that's what we have to do. Like I said, I can't dwell on the Minnesota game. It was great, but it's over. So, again, we have to get better against New Mexico State if we want to beat that team. And if we can, it really can transfer into some confidence going into conference.
I feel like another element to that is you play on Sunday. It's an in-state rivalry game. It's a team that you lost to earlier in the season. It's also a game that you'll have, and then you'll go 10 days before the next game. So, I mean, how important does that make it in the fact that you have 10 days, you know, whether you're on a win and it feels good and you're practicing getting ready for conference play or, you know.
That's exactly it. I mean, Christmas is no fun if you lose beforehand. And, you know, and I know it's that dreaded time. It's almost like that game after finals, which you're just like, oh, God, you know, you're so fried and you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, we don't want to think about what happens before the New Mexico State game. It's all about New Mexico State. We got to concentrate on that, making sure that we've focused. And then, you know, after that, they get to enjoy some time with their families.
Anything else? You're good?
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming, you guys. Love the old school.